You can't help but be proud to call this country home. But for Joe Biden, it's been the land of opportunism, not opportunity.
From making headlines as Florida's first female attorney general to becoming a key figure in the Trump administration, Pam Bondi has been no stranger to controversy, power moves, and the spotlight. Whether she's battling Obamacare in court, stirring the crowd at a Republican rally, or taking on hot-button issues on national TV, Bondi's journey has been anything but ordinary. But who is Pam Bondi beyond the headlines? How did she rise to become one of the most polarizing figures in American politics? And what does her story say about the intersection of law, politics, and influence? Stick around as we dive into the life, career, and controversies of the woman who's redefined what it means to be a political power player. Let's get into it. Pamela Jo Bondi, born November 17, 1965, is an American attorney, lobbyist, and politician. A member of the Republican Party, she served as Florida Attorney General from 2011 to 2019, the first woman elected to the office. In 2020, Bondi was one of President Donald Trump's defense lawyers during his first impeachment trial. By 2024, she led the legal arm of the Trump-aligned America First Policy Institute. On November 21, 2024, President-elect Trump announced she would be nominated for United States Attorney General after previous nominee Matt Gaetz withdrew. Bondi's hometown is Temple Terrace, Florida. Her father, Joseph Bondi, was a city council member and then mayor of Temple Terrace. She is a graduate of C. Leon King High School in Tampa. Bondi received a Bachelor of Arts with a major in criminal justice from the University of Florida in 1987 and a Juris Doctor from the Stetson University College of Law in 1990. She was a member of the Delta 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 sorority as an undergraduate student. Bondi was admitted to the Florida bar on June 24, 1991. Bondi was a prosecutor and spokeswoman in Hillsborough County, Florida, where she was an assistant state attorney. Bondi prosecuted former Major League Baseball player Dwight Gooden in 2006 for violating the terms of his probation and for substance abuse. In 2007, Bondi also prosecuted the defendants in Martin Anderson's death. About Pam Bondi's private life. After finishing her final term as Florida Attorney General in 2019, Pam Bondi joined Ballard Partners, a lobbying firm with strong connections to Donald Trump. She began working as a registered foreign agent for Qatar's government. Later that year, Bondi was hired by the Trump administration to assist the White House during Trump's first impeachment proceedings. Her status as a special government employee allowed her to simultaneously work for the government and as a lobbyist for the Arab lobby. In December 2019, her role was described as focusing on criticizing the impeachment inquiry process. On January 17, 2020, she was named part of Trump's defense team for the Senate impeachment trial. During the trial, Bondi accused former Vice President Joe Biden and his son Hunter of corruption in Ukraine, linking it to Hunter's role on the board of Burisma Holdings. It was also revealed that Bondi had met several times in 2018 and 2019 with Lev Parnas, a businessman connected to Rudy Giuliani and Ukraine. Parnas, later arrested in 2019, was accused of illegally funneling foreign money from Ukrainians and Russians to Republican politicians, especially in Florida. Bondi spoke in support of Trump at the 2020 Republican National Convention. During the 2020 presidential election ballot counting, she backed Trump's unfounded claims of widespread voter fraud in states like Georgia, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. On November 5, 2020, during a Fox News appearance, host Steve Doocy pressed her for evidence of fraud, which she declined to provide. Despite ongoing vote counting, Bondi claimed Trump had won Pennsylvania, though Joe Biden ultimately carried the state. In the post-election period, Trump appointed Bondi to the Board of Trustees for the John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts, a move seen by some as a reward for her loyalty. By 2024, Bondi led the legal division of the Trump-aligned America First Policy Institute, working on voting-related lawsuits in battleground states and developing policy strategies for a potential second Trump term. About Pam Bondi's personal life. Pam Bondi has Italian heritage, tracing her family roots to the Campania region of Italy. Her personal life has included several relationships. She first married Garrett Barnes in 1990, but their marriage was short-lived, ending in divorce after just 22 months. Bondi's second marriage was to Scott Fitzgerald in 1996. This union lasted longer, but also ended in divorce in 2002. A decade later, in 2012, Bondi became engaged to Greg Henderson, though details about the outcome of their engagement have not been widely reported. About Pam Bondi's career breakthrough. Pam Bondi launched her campaign for Florida Attorney General in the 2010 election, competing against former State Representative Holly Benson and Lieutenant Governor Jeff Kottkamp in the Republican primary. During this competitive race, Bondi garnered significant attention, including an endorsement from former Alaska Governor Sarah Palin. According to the Palm Beach Post, Bondi's rise in popularity was attributed to her media-savvy approach, which included frequent appearances on Fox News and her association with prominent conservative commentator Sean Hannity. An August 2010 poll by Mason-Dixon showed Bondi leading her Republican opponents. She ultimately secured the primary with 37.89% of the vote. In the general election, Bondi faced Democratic candidate Dan Gelber, a seasoned prosecutor and state legislator. Bondi decisively defeated Gelber, becoming Florida's first female attorney general. She was re-elected in 2014, winning 55% of the vote against Democratic challenger George Sheldon, a former acting commissioner for the Administration for Children and Families. During her time in office, Bondi was a leading figure in a multi-state lawsuit, Florida et al. v. United States Department of Health and Human Services, aimed at overturning the Affordable Care Act, ACA, commonly known as Obamacare. The lawsuit argued that the ACA's individual mandate was unconstitutional, though it was ultimately unsuccessful. Bondi also opposed medical marijuana legalization, taking a public stance against efforts to ease restrictions on its use. At the 2016 Republican National Convention, Bondi delivered a notable speech in which she led chants of "Lock her up," directed at Democratic presidential nominee Hillary Clinton. That same year, Bondi joined 19 other Republican-led states in a legal challenge to overturn ACA provisions that prohibited health insurers from discriminating against individuals with pre-existing conditions. Bondi defended Florida's Amendment 2, a 2008 constitutional amendment banning same-sex marriage, against legal challenges. She stated that her legal actions were not a reflection of her personal views, but a duty to uphold the state constitution. However, her stance faced scrutiny, particularly following the 2016 Orlando nightclub shooting. In an interview with CNN's Anderson Cooper, Bondi's expressions of support for the LGBTQ+ community were criticized as inconsistent with her record. Cooper accused her of dishonesty, while Bondi countered by accusing Cooper of inciting anger and hate. In 2018, Bondi joined Fox News as a guest host on The Five for 3 consecutive days and made appearances on Sean Hannity's show while still serving as Florida Attorney General. Fox News claimed her participation had been approved by the Florida Commission on Ethics. However, a spokesperson for the commission refuted this, clarifying that no formal decision had been made. The Tampa Bay Times described her dual role as an elected official and television host as unprecedented. On November 21, 2024, President-elect Trump announced she would be nominated for United States Attorney General after the withdrawal of Matt Gaetz for that position. And with that, thanks for watching. Give us a like, share with friends, and please subscribe for more of our intriguing content.
Hey up.